Thank you. This print scores 78. Milton, could you give us a comment, please?
Yeah, it's a really nice image. It's it's a sort of image that you know that the bride is going to love. It just didn't have for me what it took to go up into the awards category. Yeah, but
Cool.
very professionally shot.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 76. Ryan, could you give us a comment, please, from 75?
Yeah, I'd just watch, just rendering-wise there in the actual people themselves. They're breaking out a little bit. I'd love to see a little bit more detail in there. I love the concept of the sort of the black and white nature, the heaviness of that black, the heaviness of the white, and sort of containing the people in there. It's well done. Yeah.
Thank you. Next print, please. So the print scores 78, but we have an automatic challenge triggered by Jovan on 90. So you get to speak first, Jovan, but you get no right of reply.
Okay, guys, this is a very, very well done picture. It's the moment where the father and child, the expression, and how the composition has been created is such a beautiful picture. I don't know why we would. What was the score? 78. You're joking, guys. This is a beautiful wedding picture. I don't know why we score so low. Look at it. There's nothing wrong with it. The composition is so beautiful.
Well, all our judges have valid opinions. That's why you're all here.
That's right.
Let's go to Ryan for his opinion, 72.
There's not much wrong because there's only black and there's only white. So, yes, as far as the silhouette goes, very good. To be constructive, I think it needed room to breathe. It needed room to breathe top and bottom for my eyes to sort of lead through and maybe adding another element. We're in the open category here, so we're in fact allowed to add elements to these pictures. And I feel that maybe an extra element there for me would have brought more to the story, more to the picture, more to the imagination. So.
And Milton, you were right on the average at 78.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the graphical nature of this, and that's really what I was rewarding in my score. I found it a bit difficult to extract any more of a sort of story out of the image, other than it's a nice moment between a father and his daughter, if that's who it is. So I just couldn't see enough to lift me higher.
Thank you. Because that was an automatic challenge, there's no reply on this one, but you are all given the opportunity to change your score if you wish. Average is 78. Everyone please enter your scores. By majority, print scores 79, but it will go for review next door. Next print, please. This print scores 75. And Jovant, you were right on that score.
It's a beautiful image, but it's a repetition of many I've seen. So unless there's a real reason to do this, it's just a beautiful image.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 84, silver award. Hang on a minute, James. I'm going to get a comment from you first. You're on 83.
Yeah, good fun. Just great fun image. Good construct and well directed and styled. I think, quite precise and precision photography. Well done.
Thank you. And you can actually stay in that seat. Welcome to the panel. And thank you, Steve, for your time. Let's have the next print, please. This print scores 77. And 4 judges on 78. Let's pick on Annie Payne.
Yeah, I feel like this is a great location and a nice classic picture of that. But my eyes drawn obviously into the bride and groom, and I just feel then I'm let down because the bride doesn't seem like her eyes are open, or I just didn't feel a connection there. So that's why I've got it in the professional range.
Thanks, Annie. Next print, please. Just for the benefit of the audience, one of our judges has stepped back, which we encourage them to do at any time for any reason. We've always got spare judges who are ready to slot into their seat. Too many S's in that. And this print scores 83, a silver award. Annie, could you give us a comment, please?
Yeah, I found this to be a beautiful picture. I love each of the elements is really important for the composition, and the expression on the little boy's face is beautiful.
Thanks, Annie. Next print, please. This print scores 78. And James, can we have a comment from you, please?
I find the desaturation in the skin tones a little bit kind of bit cold. 'Cause it makes it a little harder to look at. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 72. We don't need to, but would you like to do an automatic challenge? Okay, we're going to do an automatic challenge, which means there's no right of reply. But Yovant's on 62, Ryan's on 68, Ryan is on 68, 75, 76, and 77.
We do AIPP to award highest quality and to teach the future photographers or inspire future photographers for quality of the work. And if we give 72 to this image, we're giving the wrong impression. The burning, dodging, the image, the capture, everything is wrong on this picture. I think 72 is a very generous judging on this, guys. Yeah, we can be nice, but nice doesn't make us better.
Thank you, Yovant. Let's go to Milton. You are on 77.
That's right. Well, I actually thought this was a very nice image. I'm assuming that, you know, the bride and groom, they're in a car that they specially chose. They're going for a ride in it. They're enjoying it. And the photographer in the back seat has, you know, done well to capture the two of them and get the reflection of the groom, who probably thinks that he looks, you know, super cool in it. So I think from a professional point of view, they've done a good job in terms of capturing an image that will mean something to the couple. But it just didn't have anything that would take it higher into awards range.
Thank you. James, you were in the middle of the 70s at 75.
Yeah, it's they've missed a bit of communication here, and I think that's why we're struggling with it. You know, the back of the heads are a little uninteresting, but you know, at the same time, they've managed to you know, get the guys sunglasses and eyeline in the rear view mirror. So there has been, you know, some, you know, calculation to it. It belongs. It's, you know, part of a wedding day. The person's a professional. They've captured a part of that wedding day. I don't think it's like necessarily completely not professional standard, because it does have its place, I think. You know, not all moments can be exact profound ones. It could be a good album filler. I think, you know, 62 is probably a little harsh, but I understand the message that we need to be sending as well. You know, I said it 75 for those reasons.
Thanks, judges. As an automatic challenge, there's no right of reply, but you are all given the opportunity to change your scores if you wish. Average is 72. And the print now scores 70. Thank you. Let's have the next print, please. This print scores 78. Ryan, can we hear from you on this one, please?
Sure. I really enjoyed the concept of this image. I do wish, with this much effort, that bottom right-hand corner was filled. I just feel it could have made it a little bit stronger. And the still image of the two of them, I think, just needed to be a little bit more connection between them and the camera. Seeing the tops of their noses is particularly annoying in all of them anyway. So,
Thank you. going to do a judge change. Thank you, Govant. Have a bit of a rest, and Katie Collenberg's going to come on back. Next print, please. This print scores 81, silver award. And Milton, you are on 82.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this print. And I thought photographer's done really well, not just to capture the initial shot of the couple coming out, but the aftermath and the poor guy that has to do all the cleaning up afterwards. I think it was really, really clever that they stuck around for that extra shot.
Thank you. Next print, please. Righto. Average score is 86, a silver distinction, but we have an automatic challenge, which means Ryan gets to speak first. He's on 98, but he doesn't get a right of reply, so he's got to be clever about this. Now, Ryan, there's 88, 86, 82, and 79. Go for it.
Starts myself up again. Anyway, deal with it. First thing you should do is not look at it from here. You should walk back there and look at it from about. Yep. Yeah, go back a little bit. Back, 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 back. Should start to see this circular pattern in it. Yeah. And I think, look, you know, is it a concept that's totally new? No. Is it something that's been impeccably well done and thought of? Yes. Is it bringing something new that I haven't seen before? Yes. In that, those feathers or that whatever the pattern is behind is bringing another element, another twist, another something to it all in that circular motion that drags us through the print, around it, through all the expressions. And I'm not going to go on about all the expressions because, again, you've all got eyes. You can all see them. They're all pretty cool. They're all amazing. It's the cleverness of capture, not the cleverness of capture, the cleverness of concept is what gets me excited about this. And I think that's what we're really here to reward. Remembering that we're here, we're telling people, hey, this is 2017. This is the best of Australian wedding photography. And we're pretty clever. We can capture things pretty simply, but then put them together in a really clever way. And I think that's the really brilliant part of this picture. Now, I'll clarify something. In my world of weddings, I would never do this. In fact, my clients would never go for something like this, but I appreciate it as art, first and foremost. Then I think to myself, what has the photographer brought? The photographer's really clever. And that is what we reward. Photography. I don't know what more to say. And it's really hard without a right reply. Because you're all going to say something, and then I'm going to sit here and bite my lip, right? So I'm trying to get everything out and like eat up my time as much as possible here without Mel yelling at me. But I think we should all think really hard about first and foremost photographic capture, second how it's brought together, third how it's worked, then it's printed perfectly, then it's presented to us, and that is really where I get really excited. I'm at 98. I hope you join me.
Milton, 77.
Yeah, look, I'm glad you're really excited about it, Ryan, and I'm sure the photographer is as well. They think I've done a good job. And look, if this is about graphic design, then yeah, sure, they formed a circle, but it's not that apparent, and not quite sure what the relevance would be in achieving that. When I'm looking at this image, I'm looking at each individual image within the grid, and I'd expect each one of those to be strong enough to deserve to score in the awards range. And to be honest, I struggled to find any single images which I thought were fantastic and award worthy. So it, for me, it ended up as a composition of lots of quite, nice, pretty images, but nothing outstanding. And I also found the background a bit distracting as well. And yeah, so overall, I don't think it was in the awards range.
Vicky, you were right on the average at 86.
I love all the micro moments and, this whole sense of the inner circle. Perhaps that's what the symbol is there, the inner circle of friendship. Just my heart keeps racing because I feel very overstimulated visually by it, and I think that's what was sort of holding me back to go even higher. But I, celebrate and applaud the intricacies and all those special micro moments that go into the energy and celebration of a wedding. So I will reconsider.
Average score. Because we're talking about gold distinction, yes, okay. Katie, you have hit the known button, but you scored 88.
Look, I'm still thinking about whether or not to come up to gold, so I'll just say that up front. But I am going to add a couple of things to Ryan's positive argument. When you get up close to this, there's the texture in the background is almost moving. There's kind of it's like it's playing a bit of a visual trick on my eyes. Hopefully it's not just doing it to me, so I need to have my eyes checked. But it feels like there's kind of this surging, moving, kind of pulsating texture. And I think that adds to the energy of the images. And it was a really good point that you brought up, Milton, about, each image should be award standard. But I just think that's something that we do say a lot, and we're almost taught that, but it doesn't always apply to every single image. There are always, variations on the rules, so to speak, that we can forgive or change our views on. And I think this is one such image where it doesn't really matter if every single image is completely relevant and completely perfect, because together they tell a story and together they make up a whole. And the whole circular thing that Ryan's pointed out, that you see from a distance, that's pretty extraordinary. I have no idea how you would actually do that. From a technical point of view, that baffles me. And when I'm baffled by something, that's exciting. And so I do think this should be rewarded. I think that's it.
And because we potentially are looking at a gold distinction, let's go to Annie on 82.
Yeah, I don't really think, to be baffled is enough to go to gold. I think that the message is not clear here, and I agree with Milton that, if we're talking about graphic design, then that's not really it's not really working to make it clear either. So I find it quite confusing and busy, and also the types of posing are not kind of different enough, but then there's, I don't know, it's not working harmoniously for me to take it into higher ranges.
Okay, so our average score was 86. You are all given the opportunity to change your score as an automatic challenge. Go right ahead. By majority, gold at 90. Thanks, Vicky, for stepping in there. James? Next print, please. By majority, this print scores 80, silver award. Can we please have a comment from Katie on 82?
Yeah, I really enjoy the design of this image, the way that it's been seen and composed, and I think it's really interesting and unusual.
Thank you very much. Can we have a blank screen, please? We're going to have a break, guys. So go and stretch your legs. What time did he say we'll be back? Back at 2 to continue this category, please. Thanks very much. It's lunchtime. Go and see the sponsors in the trade show. Make sure you see Atkins and thank them very much for sponsoring the category, as well as Olympus, Aeon and Panasonic for being here to be our platinum sponsors. Thanks, everyone.